Sex and violence. Two things that go together and at the same time don't. I find it interesting that in this day and age, that, with all the advancements that we've made in technology, all the advancements that we've made in society, that these two topics in entertainment are still so taboo today. I don't quite understand it. I don't get it. There's like three different types of people. There's the first type, which is people who enjoy both freely and openly and are totally fine with it. I myself, being of that group, I mean, I think that's the best thing you could have in entertainment. A little bit of sex here, a little bit of violence. Someone's getting the old in, out, and then in another movie, someone is getting shot the fuck up, or maybe stabbed, or maybe crushed or pinned or something. It's totally good. It's fine. I love it. I think it's great. I really do. I was watching a movie not long ago called The Belko Experiment. Oh my god, that movie is amazing. I should do a review on it. I gotta really get up to speed on my reviews as well. And of course, I mean, come on. Who doesn't like a little nookie in their movies? I like it. There are lots of other people who like it. It's not that bad, In the proper context, it can be very favorable. It can kind of make a movie stand out. Like, yeah, And then you have those other groups who are like, can't have either one in anything. Like, no sex, no violence, nobody should watch a film like that at all. Because somehow that dictates, what society does and acts towards people. I don't understand how that works. And then, of course, you got the third type, which are like, it's okay to have a whole bunch of one, but it's not okay to have a whole bunch of the other. Can't have that at all. Yes, I'll let everyone watch this, but as for the sensitive types, they can't watch the other stuff, because they're either too young or immature, they wouldn't understand it. So let's kind of break these down, these different types, okay? The first type, of course, as I said before, people like me. Grown adults with their shit together. Well, technically up in the mind. In real life, they're just sorting it out, but still, together nonetheless. I can watch a movie that is extremely violent. I can watch a movie that has sexual undertones, or maybe even overtones, and, find joy in it. I can do that. I like that type of stuff. There are lots of movies that pique my interest that way, like the American Pie movies. Those are fantastic. I remember the very first type of movies that I saw like that was Porky's. An Airplane, even. Airplane 2 sequel. A lot of good scenes there. And when it comes to violence, I'll admit I do like the occasion bloody horror film. Huge fan of the Saw series. Don't even start. Huge. I think it's just fantastic, some of those scenes. I actually go to watch a movie just so I can see the best violent scenes of any film. I do that. That's a thing I do. Because I like that scene so much. It's just conveyed perfectly to me. So, I like it. I dig it. And these types, like me, the first type, who enjoy sex and violence and entertainment, it's great. It really is. I think it's the tops. I actually get legitimately upset when someone is like, I'm going to take some content out of a film because I think it might offend too many people or this, that, and the other. That actually pisses me off. I think that if you have an artistic vision, a creative view, a genuine story to tell, that you should be able to tell the whole story in the manner in which you want. And if people don't like that, well, they can go fuck a duck. I've always been like that. Creativity is something that should be enjoyed to its fullest and should be expressed in its fullest. So I get kind of miffed when, like a studio changes something at the last minute, or they decide to take parts out because they're worried it might be controversial. So what? Big fucking deal. No matter what you're making, there's always going to be an air of controversy. There's always going to be that small group of people who are going to be like, I didn't like that part. That part made no sense. Why is this in here? It offends me. It's just stupid. Which brings me to the second type of people, the ones that don't like sex and violence in anything. Mainly these are people who are social justice warriors, or people who just don't understand or comprehend what it is that they're watching and complain about it all the time, thinking that people will listen and just to get attention. Or, more effectively, social justice warriors. They do that shit all the fucking time. Like all the goddamn time. It's way too much shit. Like, way too much shit. You know, they see someone getting hurt or severely injured. They see someone, you know, like not getting their way in a certain part of a movie or a TV show, or something's missing from even the point of grammar. You know, like if they use too much language, or if they use improper grammar or something, it's just always something, and they just don't like it. And it's like, we shouldn't have that, because sometimes that dictates how, you know, we treat people in society. That's not how that works. You know, when it comes to life and art, mainly like with entertainment being one of these categories, you, they dictate each other. When it comes to entertainment, art imitates life. Okay? And life can sometimes imitate art. But the two don't dictate how to be. You know, whatever happens in life, that's on life. That's just what life does. And whatever happens in a TV show is a TV show. There's reality and there's fantasy and fiction. The two don't dictate to each other. They imitate. They inspire. But that's as good as that goes. It's not like you see something like on Law and Order, and you hear about it there, and it's like, okay, this is going to dictate what people do in real life, because they put it in the show. So whatever happens here, we're going to see that happening somewhere else. No, that's not how anything works. Okay, that is totally not how that works. It can be a fantasy that is inspired, you know? It can be a story that's inspired by real life, or real life somehow managing to, you know, go its own route and do its own crazy randomness, and it reminds you of something that you saw in a show or a movie or read in a book. You know, the two imitate each other. They don't dictate each other. Okay? The people who think that are the type of people who are not really, you know, in touch with reality. They can't seem to discern what is fantasy and what is reality. Or they just have some kind of fucking agenda that they're trying to impose on everyone, and they're just bullshitting. I would say a particular person in a certain aspect, but I think I speak of she who shall not be named way too much, so I'm not going to drop her name in this. And then, of course, you have the third type. Now, the third type is the oldest and the longest type out there, where it's okay to enjoy one aspect of the spectrum, but it's not okay to enjoy the other. And this group of people are called parents. It's just, I don't understand how this works, but to this very day, this is something that I've noticed over the years, is that you have parents who are okay with violent shit. You know, they're okay with their children looking at violent stuff. If a kid wants to watch Rambo, okay, watch Rambo, go right ahead. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a great movie. This is me being a parent, pretending to be the parent's perspective, and they're like, okay, go ahead, watch it, I don't care. The kid's sitting here watching the most violent and bloodiest deaths happening, and the parent's like, yeah, this is fine. This is okay. I mean, it's just Rambo, big deal. This isn't gonna happen. He ain't gonna do this stuff. Whatever. Right? You got kids playing Call of Duty. You got kids playing Overwatch. You got kids playing all kinds of just very violent stuff. And, you know, it's okay to play it. I really don't have any issue with it. I genuinely don't. What really just blows my mind is that if a kid's watching a show or a movie and totally by chance a pair of boobs show up, or there's a nipple that makes an appearance, or maybe a bare butt, the second that happens, the parents go in a full total apeshit mode. Oh my god, he's seeing a naked person, or they're kissing, they're doing something. No, you can't watch this. No, don't look at this. You can't see this. How does that work? You know? And this is something that I've noticed, oh my god, throughout the fucking decades. This has been around long before any of us were born. You know, it's like, it's okay to watch a violent film, it's okay to watch all the people getting killed, and the splashes of blood, and the violence, and the gore, and oh my god, so many deaths. It's okay to watch that, it's totally fine, I have nothing against it, no issues, no problems, I don't see a problem here. But the second a boob, or a butt, or even the slightest instance of sex happens, no, you can't watch this. It'll mess up the kids' minds. How? I don't understand how that works. And to this very day, it's still going on. There is this super conservative Christian movement called 1 Million Moms, and if you've never heard of them, good. It's not, they're not really relevant, but holy shit. They come up with the most... I'm trying not to laugh as I do this, but I can't help it, because they just come up with the most amazing, crazy, stupid reasons to complain about stuff. And they've done it over the years. One of the most recent ones, like, was a few years back, when they came up and said, and I quote, over a Geico commercial. You remember the Geico commercial where there's a talking pig who has insurance and drives cars and stuff and what have you? There was one commercial in which the talking pig, right? The pig was on a date with human. And he was, chatting her up and stuff about the Geico app and what have you. And that was the selling point of the whole thing. 1 Million Moms actually came up and said that the commercial should be pulled because, wait for it, it promotes bestiality. It's a talking animatronic pig. It's not an actual pig. There's no fucking of the pig that... No. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work at all. You know? And I don't get it. Here's the most recent one. This was 2 days ago. I'm actually at their site. There's an update on the show Teachers on TV Land, which I haven't seen, but I think it's awesome. According to the update, sponsorship has decreased while file language increased. The actual article is Teachers Update. Sponsorship decreases while file language increases. And what it is that their update is LL Bean's advertising on Teachers has been pulled. And it's like, victory! LL Bean has responded to our concerns regarding the recent ad placement during the program Teachers. As soon as 1 Million Moms alerted LL Bean that its commercials were airing during this indecent show, the company has pulled the ads immediately. Thank you, LL Bean. First and foremost, who the fuck goes to LL Bean anymore? I mean... Who? What? I don't understand it. What's really sad is that you have adverts who are actually responding to this shit. Okay? I mean, there's Wrigley and Mars. They pulled their ads for Temptations, Neutral, Uncle Ben, Starburst, and Extra, and they're no longer supporting the show, so their ads were not present during the last episode. Okay, so what? I don't get it. What they fail to realize is that this show comes on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. Now, there is a rule in place by the FCC that after 10 o'clock, you can go into the realm of vulgarity. You can go ahead and drop certain words or phrases. You can go ahead and make certain statements as long as they are censored, within reason. Okay? And TV Land has always been like that. When the show In Pasture was on, they were like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. There are a lot of networks and TV shows who air the more risque and raunchy stuff at 10 p.m. because usually at 10 p.m. the kids are in bed asleep. So it's really not that big of an issue. But 1 Million Moms will be like, yeah, this is a bad thing. It's filth. It's disgusting. How? I just don't get it. How is it disgusting? Alright, when are they supposed to post ads? You have to remember, this is a company. These are companies that post advertisements on the most popular shows. It's about getting their ads out there. So they watch shows that are in high demand or on high volume of viewership, and that's how that's how they promote their business. So if they can't promote it here, they're just going to go somewhere else. I mean, I just don't get how that works. There are a whole bunch of parents who believe that it's totally not okay to have vulgarity in TV shows that kids might watch. That's just lazy. Okay? It's not up to the branches of entertainment or the advertisers to take care of what your children see and don't see. It's up to you, the parent, to do that. Okay? You don't want your kids watching or listening to vulgar shit on television or stuff that's tongue-in-cheek or has a sexual nature or connotation? You have the tools for that. Set up parental controls. Block the program or the channel altogether, so you don't have to worry about that. I swear, it's just so stupid. And it's not just 1 million moms that do it. There are so many parents who do this shit. Even to this very day. They did it in the 1970s, the 80s, the 90s. This kind of ridiculous, half-ass censorship is just... it's so dumb. So fucking dumb. I can't even begin to tell you. And it's pointless. Alright? If there's certain things that you don't want your kids watching, just make sure they don't watch it. And when it comes to the whole thing about sex and violence, you'll notice, I've noticed on the website for 1 Million Moms, they don't mention anything about violence. Nothing about the violent TV shows. I'm actually looking at all this stuff. Teachers and teachers. Disrespect teachers. The Mick. Disney Channel introducing first gay character. Oh yeah, they're anti-gay as well. But they don't mention anything about a single solitary show that has violence in it. It's all about the gay rights, and it's all about the sexual connotations and vulgarity and foul language. That's it. The violence stuff's totally fine. I don't get how that works. It's okay to watch someone be dismembered, or to be shot in the head, or to just die in the most horrible, gruesome ways imaginable in a TV show or in a movie. And it's totally fine with parents, but the second the word fuck is uttered, the second you see a tit, or a butt, or a penis, or two people doing a horizontal shuffle, or variations thereof, that's too much? Really? I don't understand it. I do not get it. Okay, if you have a problem with, kids looking at sexy stuff and vulgar things, then you should also have a problem with them with violence. I just don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. It makes zero sense to me. Zero. None. Sex and violence, we're all adults here. Sex and violence is something that we all enjoy, so let's just enjoy it. If you don't want your kids watching one aspect of that spectrum, you shouldn't be watching the violent stuff either. Wait till they get old enough. And you've got tons of tools for that shit. So many tools. But yet they don't get used. And instead it's up to the advertisers, the entertainers, the developers, the programmers, basically the creator of anything, to be more family friendly towards this group of people. No, it's not. You're the parent. You focus on your own shit. You focus on your own kids and what they listen to. If your kid somehow finds this video and he's listening to it, or he or she or they are listening to it, it's not my fault that they're doing that. It's your fault. Drop the ball. Plain simple. That's all. Oh, that kind of rhymed. I like that. I really do. Ultimately, when it comes to watching anything on television, it's all basically appropriate and specific based on age groups and the genres. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can watch. It's not that hard to find. It's easy to discern. I feel like people are getting lazy in this type of thing. Sex and violence is totally fine for adults. It's great for adults. It's okay. And most of the TV shows, the movies, the books, the articles, the video games, whatever you're into, is catered towards adults. And children have their own channels too. There's always something that is family friendly for people, and there's always something that's for adults only. So, you're a grown adult. Watch the stuff you want to watch. And if you're okay with violence, it's okay if they see a boob. In my personal opinion, in my purview, it's alright. Hell, I was 10 years old and I watched the film Porky's. I saw more tits and ass than anything. Do you honestly think that turned me into some kind of a deviant? Do you think that I disrespect women? That I'm going around raping them and sexually assaulting them? No. No, I'm not doing that. I would never do that. That's stupid. That's dumb and illegal. I would never, ever, ever do that. I have watched all kinds of violent things. I have watched all kinds of sex scenes and shit. I have watched all the tongue-in-cheek stuff. I have watched a considerable amount of media from across the spectrum. And the fears that are in there, the worries about it, they never really happened to me. Just like they will never happen to anybody else that watches it. Okay? It's okay. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with a little sex and violence every now and then. They go hand in hand. It's not a dangerous thing. Just stop being an idiot about it. It's okay. Enjoy what you're going to enjoy. Plain and simple. It's not this big giant thing that's going to, corrupt anybody. And if there is someone who can't discern between fantasy and reality, you gotta get him help. Professional help, alright? Plain and simple. People who can't discern fantasy and reality, who can't discern what they see on TV to real life, they've got a serious problem. And they need help. Okay? But this notion that somehow these two things in entertainment are messing with society, stupid notion. Terrible notion. Unnecessary notion. It's just some half-ass horseshit some idiot came up with, and people just ran with it as a means of attention and trying to support some kind of bullshit agenda of theirs. So don't listen to that. Enjoy your sex and violence. I know I'm gonna. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really want to run some people over in GTA 5, and I don't know, maybe I'll watch some lesbian porn afterwards. It's my choice, you know. Thank you very much for listening to this video. You can catch it here on the YouTubes and the Twitch. If you're on YouTube watching this, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Totally down with it. If you're on my Twitch channel, go ahead and give me a follow. And the subscription is also good. Either way, you'll also find details on how you can support the streams and the videos and my content. There's a Patreon and Streamlabs for tipping. The Patreon is still a work in progress, and I'm working on, beefing that up and providing benefits. But it's good either way. And thank you very much for just being you and listening to what I'm listening to my videos. So I was GodOfKnockers. Thanks you for letting me keep it real with you. Laters.